And he's looking for a job. He can't find a job nowhere. He's going through these classifieds and he sees that freaking Sportsman's Warehouse is hiring. And so he freaking goes down there and he applies for this job. And that old manager, he looks at this old hair lip and he's like, man, he says, I can't hire you. He says, you got so many freaking college degrees, you need to be working for NASA or some shit. He says, I can't put you to work. You're overqualified. You could be somewhere else. You could be doing the world a favor working somewhere else rather than being here being a salesman. And that old hair lip, he said, well, sir, if I really need a job, I got to have this job. I just need some sort of income. I just need this job. And that old manager, he says, man, I can't do it. He says, you're way overqualified. He says, you need to go work as an attorney or something. He says, and that old hair lip said, well, sir, I really need this job. If you just give me a chance, I just need to work. He said, I think I'd be happy right here in this sports store. And that old boy's like, well, I can't do it. He's like, I'll tell you what, sir. He said, I'll do this. He says, you let me come in for one day, just one day. He says, I'll work my ass off for you, and if you like what I do, I'll expect pay. But if you don't like what I do, don't worry about paying me. I'll just go on down the road. And that old manager, he's like, well, shit. He's like, all right, I'll give you a shot one day. And that old hair lip, he's like, all right, yes, sir. And that manager, he tells him, he says, be here tomorrow morning at 8 o'clock. He says, we open the doors at 8 o'clock. He says, be here tomorrow morning. The old hair lip, all right, yes, sir. Next morning, freaking 7:30, the manager shows up, and that old hair lip, he's already standing outside waiting to get in. That old fucking manager, he's like, man, you're a little bit early, aren't you? He's like, well, sir, I like to be prompt. I just like to do my job. I like to do my job well. And he's like, all right. So he opens the door, walks inside, and he shows him this how you clock in, this how you do this, and this and that. And he says, now what your job's going to be, he says, you just walk around the store. He says, if you see somebody looking like they need help, he says, you just help them. And that old hair lip, he's like, all right, yes, sir, I can do that, sir. And the day starts going on. It's getting a little busier in the store. And that old manager, he's keeping an eye on this hair lip, trying to see what he's doing, you know. And this old hair lip, he's over there, and he sees this guy wandering through the fishing stuff. And that old manager, he's over there looking at him like, what the hell's this guy doing? Because he's doing all this kind of crazy shit. And he goes over there, and he's kind of listening in on the next aisle. And that old hair lip, he's talking to this guy, and he's like, oh, sir, that's super duper lure. This super duper lure is the best lure in the world. He said, you can get some big bass with this super duper lure. He said, this super duper lure, he said, you do got your super duper lure, don't you, sir? Terry saw it.
I'm watching fun.
He says, you do got your super duper lure, don't you, sir? And he says, no. He says, I just come in kind of browsing, just looking to see what there might be out there. And that old hair lippy, sir, you got to have this here super duper lure. And that old boy's like, yeah, I might try me one of them super duper lures. And that old hair lippy's like, all right, sir, now what you do, you take your here super duper lure and you take your here spider wire. You run the spider wire through here like this, but you do got you some spider wire, don't you, sir? And that old boy, he's like, no, I ain't got no spider wire. He says, I got string. That's what I use. I use string fishing line. No, here, oh no, sir, you got to have that spider wire. It's tough shit. Won't break. It's tough shit. He says, all right, well, I need some new fishing line. Give me some of that spider wire. Now, hair lip, he said, yes, sir. He said, now, sir, what you do, you take your here super duper low, you take your here spider wire, you run through here like this, back through like this, you tie it all for good, like, no, too tight now. Then you run out the eye and you do got your new dowel rod, don't you, sir? And that old boy's like, no, I got an old Zepco rod. That's what I've used most of my life. And that old boy said, oh, no, sir, you got to have your dowel rod. That dowel rod, you whip it, and get that thing way out. Just whip it. And that old boy's like, God, you know. Terry, I'm trying to keep it straight.
I'm watching bad. I'm sorry.
I'm being quiet.
Serious?
Oh no, sir, you got to have this here dowel rod. It gets way out there. And that boy's like, all right, yeah, you know, I could use a new fishing rod. I think I'll take one of them new dowel rods. And now Harold's be all right, yes sir. Now what you do, you take your hair super duper low, you take your firewire, you're up there like this, back there like this, you tie it on for good, like not too tight. Now then you wrap your new dollar rod and hooking up new Shimano. You do got your Shimano reel, don't you, partner? Now the old boy's like, no, I got me a Zepco 33 to match my rod. He's like, well, sir, you got to have your Shimano reel, a Shimano reel and Dowel rod. You got to have that. That allows you good gearing. You get them big bass. And the old boy's like, well, I guess I got me a new rod. I just will get a new reel. Now Harold piece of yes sir. Now what you do, you take your hair through lure, you take your hair spider wire, and you run through like this and back up through like this, you tie it off for a good like. Then you run up the new Dowel rod. You hook it up in your Shimano reel. Then you go get your bass boat. And that old boy's like, I ain't got no bass boat. Oh, sir, you got to have your bass boat. You can get out in amongst them weeds. Get way out there in amongst them weeds and get some big bass, them big bass. And that old boy's like, man, I don't know. He said, I can't afford a bass boat. He's like, oh, sir, they're cheap. You can get you a good bass boat pretty cheap. And that old boy's like, well, God, you know, we can probably do that. Let's go look and take care of this bass boat thing, you know. And that old hair lip, he's like, oh, yes, sir. He's like, okay, sir, now what you do? You take in here through the lure, you take in here spider wire, you run through there, back up through like this, tie it off for a good, like not too tight. Now then you wrap your new Dowel rod and hook it up in your Shimano reel. Then you get in your bass boat and you get out there and amongst that lake. You get over in them weeds, you drop that trolling motor down. You do got your new trolling motor down. And that old boy's like, no, damn it. He says, I just barely signed up for this boat and this fishing gear. He says, I ain't got no trolling motor unless it comes with the boat. No, Harold, you don't know, sir, it don't come with the boat, but you can damn sure buy one pretty cheap. And the old boy's like, well, shit, man, that's it. I ain't buying no more. He said, I can't afford this crap. And the old manager, he's listening, you know, over in the other aisle. He's sitting there and he's thinking, my God, this guy walked in here for a $3 freaking fishing lure and he's walking out of here $50,000 later. He's like, how the hell did this old boy do this? And the old hair lip, he takes the guy up and he's filling out all the paperwork and he's getting everything taken care of. And he's like, all right, sir, now your boat and all your stuff's going to be waiting for you back over at the back dock. You can just pull around over there and get tied onto it. You're good to go. That old manager, he's like, I got to know. He says, how in the hell, when a guy walked in here looking for a $3 fucking fishing lure, did you sell him $50,000 worth of fishing equipment? And I'll hear up, oh, sir, no. He didn't come in here looking for no $3 fishing lure. He come in here and asked me where the tampons was, and I told him seeing how he wasn't going to be doing nothing for the next week.